Hello, my character's name is Alejandro Ortiz Cisneros. He's a Mexican immigrant. The reason why he moved to America was because of the Mexican Revolution that was happening. So his family decided, hey, let's go. So that's why he ended up in America. Later on, he would go to New York City. I wanted to make a story from a different perspective. The reason why I chose him because it was one of the options that we had, but I chose him, a Mexican immigrant, because it was something that wasn't really talked about, and also I don't really hear about from the 20s and the 30s. So, give me just a tad bit more creative freedom, but at the same time, I had to do just a tad bit more research to find out what happened and what they did back then. So that was fun. And I thought it'd be just interesting. So, the storyline was basically based on events around him. Pretty simple stuff, just looking at what happened in the 30s, 20s, what was built, what was made, what changes were happening around him. And for the prompts, it just, before I would write a journal, just go to the prompts list and just think, okay, I have a main idea. Let me find a prompt that goes with that main idea. And then I just start writing it out. To overcome any challenges, I would just basically relax, just go to my notes, probably look what would happen in the future, so it would give me an idea to write something then, so I can introduce it later in the story. And I really enjoyed this. I never really did something like this before, and it's just, it's interesting. Because historical fiction is just a tad bit harder than I realized, because you gotta do some real research behind it. But overall, I had fun with it. And now for my quote-unquote best journal. Oof. December 31st, 1925. A new year to never forget. My first date with a girl was named Sophia Diaz. Was one that I'll never forget. We met a couple days back in Brooklyn. Our first interaction wasn't the best, as we got in an argument about where it was better, the Bronx or Brooklyn. We argued for hours. We got kicked out of many places. The owners were fed up with our arguments. Well, our nonsense as well. We were kicked out of a grocery store, a movie theater, the Macy's department store, a Subway, and finally, a restaurant. We nearly got arrested a couple of times. We kept talking at the point, but it was night, and the topic had changed. And we were just talking about normal things. We ended up in Central Park. It was a beautiful starry night with buildings around us lit up. That's when I asked her if she wanted to go on a date. She called me an idiot, but she gave me a wink. She blushed and said yes. I said if New Year's was fine, as it would be my only day off, and she agreed. She showed up to my apartment 30 minutes early. All the guys started to tease me. Then we went on our way. First stop was a lunch for two in Queens. There was a little shop that sold food back from home, Mexico. I miss the taste of pozole and tortillas so much. We went off to Manhattan to watch a movie. It was segregated, but we didn't mind. I saw my first movie ever. It was called Ben-Hur, A Tale of Christ. It came out yesterday, but it was so good. When we got out, I thought that was it. But she had one little secret in store for me. She took me to the Cotton Club, a famous jazz spot. But we didn't go to listen to music. Instead, there was a speakeasy. It was filled with people and desegregated. And I could finally listen to live jazz. I was able to even meet the man behind it all, Oni Madden. We talked and he found it fascinating that a beaner could speak English. He brought me around, we all started to count down and shouted, Happy New Year. It was a very good year.